Hey everybody, it is Tea Time with the Diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This Tea Time is dedicated to number 47, our President Trump. Now listen, many people couldn't wait until he got in office. It was so many fights during the election of who you going to vote for, why you should vote for this one over that one. But it doesn't matter anymore at this point because he won the election. He's number 47. Trump is in the office for the next 4 years. And listen, some people that voted for him, they was 10 toes down when you spoke to them. And listen, he's going to be better for our economy. He's going to make things better. He's going to get these grocery prices lower. And before he even walked through the door, but after he was elected, he was elected, he was like, I can't do nothing about them grocery prices. It is what it is. Then he walked through the door and he's just assigning and assigning and assigning and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting stuff. And now it's impacting so many people, even the ones I think that voted for him are giving it the side eye. Cutting DEI programs. Told the federal employees about, what is it, the number, I think it's 2 million of them. Just resign. Forcing them to come back into the office. You know, when the economy is the way that it is, when you work from home, oh, what a blessing. Oh, what a blessing. You can eat your own food. You don't have to worry about gas, bus fare, congestion prices, tolls. You don't have to worry about none of that. You use your own bathroom. Yeah, you may have to use your internet so that you can be connected remotely, but it's nothing compared to if you got to get in your car, deal with traffic, and you get time back. Whatever time you normally would have spent driving to work and then driving home from work, you get all that time back because you're working from home. But he said, nah, you got to come back into this office if you're a federal employee. And the ones that don't want to, oh, well, then resign. We'll pay you for 8 months. Wants to cut all of these programs that benefit so many people. They say, be careful what you ask for. Y'all wanted number 47. Y'all wanted Trump. And so now he's here. Let's get into this story with him offering the government employees, the federal employees, just resign. Let's get into this story.
Reduce government spending, President Trump is making more than 2 million federal workers an offer. Quit now and accept a severance package. NBC News first reporting federal employees received the offer by email late this afternoon. The White House expects 5 to 10% of the federal workforce to accept it, which could lead to $100 billion in annual savings. But tonight, in a blow to the administration, a federal judge has temporarily blocked the president's attempt at another government shakeup, after the Office of Management and Budget overnight ordered a temporary pause on grant, loan, or federal financial assistance programs that might run counter to President Trump's executive orders.
It means no more funding for illegal DEI programs. It means no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness across our federal bureaucracy and agencies. President Trump is looking out for you by issuing this pause because he is being good steward of your taxpayer dollars.
Democrats immediately assailed the president's action.
Law enforcement, rural hospitals, aid to the elderly, food for people in need. This decision is lawless, dangerous, destructive, cruel.
While several state Democratic attorneys general sued to block the move.
When Congress dedicates funding for a program, the president cannot pull that funding on a whim.
But Republicans defending the freeze.
Let's get a handle on all this spending and figure out if it's going where it's supposed to go.
Tonight, the White House saying individual federal assistance would not be paused or reviewed under its plan.
Social Security benefits, Medicare benefits, food stamps, welfare benefits, assistance that is going directly to individuals will not be impacted by this pause.
But all of it sparked confusion about who would be impacted. The White House says Head Start, the early childhood education program for low-income families, would not be affected. But Connecticut Democratic Senator Chris Murphy posting, quote, Head Start reimbursement system is shut down in his state. What was your reaction when you heard about this order overnight?
Yeah, it was a shock to ask.
While in Florida, Talithia Edwards' 4-year-old son Raymond is one of the more than 800,000 children served by the program. She told me the uncertainty is nerve-wracking.
You look for other options, but there aren't many options when you think about affordability in childcare.
And Garrett, that judge temporarily blocking the pause on federal assistance until a hearing next week. Meantime, President Trump has issued a new executive order impacting transgender children and teens. What can you tell us about that?
That's right, Lester. This order says the U.S. will not fund, promote, or assist in any way with transition surgeries for anyone under age 19, including directing government health care providers to exclude coverage for pediatrics, transgender surgeries, or hormone treatments, all of it likely to spark a legal challenge. Lester?
A modern-day outbreak of an...
Whew. We got 4 years to go, okay? Trump administration offers roughly 2 million federal workers a buyout to resign. An email went out to the federal workforce Tuesday evening with a subject line that had ties to Elon Musk. President Trump administration is offering federal workers the chance to take a deferred resignation, which would mean they agree now to resign but get paid through September. A senior administration official told NBC News that they expect 5 to 10% of the federal workforce to quit, which they estimate could lead to around $100 billion in savings. All full-time federal employees are eligible except for members of the military, employees of the U.S. Postal Service, positions related to immigration enforcement and national security, and other jobs excluded by agencies. American taxpayers pay for the salaries of federal government employees and therefore deserve employees working on their behalf who actually show up to work in our wonderful federal buildings, also paid for by taxpayers. White House Press Secretary Caroline said in a statement, if they don't want to work in the office and contribute to making America great again, then they are free to choose a different line of work. And the Trump administration will provide a very generous payout of 8 months. The offer went out to the federal workforce through a new system the Trump administration set up that gives officials the ability to email all federal employees at once. The email included a draft resignation letter for them to review. If a person wishes to resign, they will be able to reply with the word resign. That's all you got to do, because they done set the letter and everything up for you, made it perfect and easy. The resignation period between Tuesday and goes through February the 6th, which is literally right around the corner. If you choose to remain in your current position, we thank you for your renewed focus on serving the American people to the best of your abilities and look forward to working together as part of an improved federal workforce. The email that will be sent to federal workers reads, at this time, we cannot give you full assurance regarding the certainty of your position or agency, but should your position be eliminated, you will be treated with dignity and will be afforded the protections in place for such positions. Imagine the start of the year getting an email like that. The email also tells workers that if they resign under this program, you will retain all pay and benefits regardless of your daily workload and will be exempted from all applicable in-person work requirements until September 30th, 2025, or earlier if you choose to celebrate your resignation for any reason. AFGE National President Everett Kelly sharply condemned the Trump administration's email, saying it should not be viewed as voluntarily. The number of civil servants hasn't meaningfully changed since 1970, but there are more Americans than ever who rely on government services, Kelly said. Purging the federal government of dedicated career civil servants will have vast unintended consequences that will cause chaos for Americans who depend on a functioning federal government. Between a flurry of anti-worker executive orders and policies, it is clear that Trump administration's goal is to turn the federal government into a toxic environment. Into a toxic environment where workers cannot stay even if they want to, he added. Tech billionaire Elon Musk, who is now in charge of Trump's new Department of Government Efficiency, famously sent a similar email to employees shortly after he took over Twitter, which he renamed X, asking them to opt in to keep working at the company. White House officials wouldn't say whether he was involved in the current effort, but the subject line of the email that will be sent to federal workers is fork in the road. In the same subject line, it's the same subject line Musk used in the email to Twitter employees, and Musk now has a a post pinned on X of an art piece he commissioned called A Fork in the Road. Ooh, fork in the road is an understatement. My heart breaks for these particular employees because I don't care who you are, when you learn on a whim that, you know, just like that, you can not have employment, and whether you have a family or it's just yourself, and 10 people depending upon you or one person depending upon you, it's pretty nerve-wracking, right? And it's easy for someone who is not in a position to say, keep your head up, right? Stay prayed up or something like that. And listen, I always keep my head up. I always stay prayed up, but I do get also how difficult it would be if you are the one in said situation at said time, getting an email as such. And it's like, what do you do? What do you do when you have revamped your whole life to cater to working from home? What do you do when you are the breadwinner for your family and you get such an email? You got to make a decision. Do I go back to work? Do I stay, knowing that maybe even if I do stay, I may still lose my job? This is just horrendous. It's horrific. It's, one of many shocking things that we're going to hear from this particular administration. You know, when Obama was in office and he did Obamacare, which many people hated. I'm not going to sit here and debate about Obamacare, but some of the politicians that claim to have hated Obamacare was actually recipients of Obamacare. Can you imagine that? So a lot, and I bring that up to say what? That a lot of these policies and a lot of these cuts that they're doing, is impacting others, but it's going to trickle around. They said 2 degrees of separation, right? It's going to trickle around and impact some of the very people that are hitting send on these emails and that are, entertaining and participating in approving these shenanigans. Prayers to all of these workers that received the email. Prayers to everybody that has to make this decision and only have a couple days because February the 6th is around the corner. And to all of those that are being impacted, it's hitting you now. There's going to be some policy or something that he's cut that's going to touch every single American in the world. My heart breaks. Chat with me about this conversation. Let me know your thoughts. And when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. This is extremely sad. And I'll talk to you and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.